Good afternoon everyone. I welcome you all to this 21st module of Fundamental of Internet of Things. Today I will be talking about EPC Global Architecture. We all are aware that EPC is a electronic product code. Electronic product code that gives a unique identity to the end product. So, EPC Global basically is a joint venture between the GS1 and GS1 US, formerly known as Uniform Code Council. This story basically started early in 1970s, 69. The process was to be worked upon in order to alleviate the process of checkout from the retail stores, and then some code was proposed. It was upgraded. Code was proposed. Then it was upgraded. There was a 12-digit code, then 13-digit code. Universal product code was developed, and then some came up with some other codes, and then other codes. Then finally, GS1 in 2001, GS1 in 2001, in 2005 they came up with the EPC global standards, and EPC global 90 countries in starting were following these, what you call as standards. Now, what is GS1? GS1 is basically a non-profit organization that develops and maintains the global standards for business communication. When we say business communication, what does that mean? Business communication means when any product from manufacturer goes to warehouse. So warehouse, the stock is to be maintained ki how many finished products are there. Depending upon the requirement of the company, there is a requirement of alleviating the production process, or there is a slowdown in a market, so production process should be slowed down. So this all are this having an inventory in the warehouse. These all are the possible features which are of advantage to the manufacturer. Now suppose any distributor gives an order of the, let's say, 1000 products. So you need a physical person to count these physical products. But if your products is having a RFID tag, then by reading the EPC code of the products, the inventory can easily be generated, and it at the time of the shipping from warehouse to distributor, it can easily be checked out that number of products ordered were 1000, already shipped products are 800, 200 remaining. Once thousands are supplied, the order of the distributor XYZ is accomplished. Now in order to ये सारे के सारे पूरी दुनिया में ये EPC स्टैंडर्ड्स एक यूनिफॉर्मली एक्सेप्टेबल हो, और कोई भी आपका RFID टैग है EPC जनरेशन 2 का, कोई भी टैग है, कोई भी रीडर है, अगर वो सेम फ्रीक्वेंसी पे काम कर रहे हैं, 90% ऑफ दीज प्रोडक्ट्स वर्क ऑन द UHF बिकॉज ऑफ द रेंज फीचर्स, सो दे शुड बी ईजीली एक्सेप्टेबल. They should be easily in a position to exchange the information, or they should be interoperable. That is, if I have to communicate to someone who hails from Africa, I should understand his language, or either he should understand my native language, that is Hindi. If we don't understand each other's language, then there has to be some other language that should bridge this communication gap between us. And generally 90% in the world, English is uniformly accepted, and a lot of people they communicate using the English language. So same ways, अगर मेरे मैन्युफैक्चरर को जो अमेरिका में है, ही उसके वेयर हाउस से माल आना है डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर जो इंडिया में है, एंड ही enables his product with some EPC chip in a tag, and that shipment receives India, then India, this distributor also needs to verify that हाँ भाई मेरे पास 1000 प्रोडक्ट्स आ गए हैं, तो ही शुड हैव द RFID रीडर, और RFID रीडर शुड बी compatible with the tag that are attached to the product received by him. He should be able to communicate with that. So for that requirement, for to generate a uniform communicate uniform, what you call as understandable, or some uniform standards in which way these machines to communicate with each other without any human intervention, the standards were to be set, and EPC Global basically set those standards. So GS1 basically is a non-profit organization that is responsible for this entire thing, that is responsible for this entire thing. Now as we talked about this EPC global or EPC global architecture, or in that matter EPC global architecture, it is basically it was required to alleviate the process of supply chain management. जो हमने पूरा process बात करा, the product from manufacturing belt टू द डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर से, जैसे ये डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर हो गया, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर के बाद दिस इज सपोज टू गो टू द retailer, and retailer say this is supposed to go to what you call as, this should supposed to go to retailer, and retailer say this should go to what you call as end user or home. अगर ये DTH है तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर से ही आ जानी चाहिए आपके रिटेलर के पास, और रिटेलर से फिर आ जाएगी एंड यूज़र के पास. तो ये सारी की सारी हर जगह पे इन्वेंट्री मेंटेन करने के लिए, हर जगह पे, जैसे सपोज आपका DTH आप अपने घर में एयरटेल लगवाते हैं, एयरटेल लगाने के लिए जो बंदा आता है ही डज नथिंग, उसके पास एक स्मार्ट डिवाइस है, वो उससे टैग करता है सीरियल कोड, और उस सीरियल कोड में आपकी इन्फॉर्मेशन डाल देता है द सर्विस प्रोवाइडर दैट इज़ एयरटेल. जैसे ही वो अपने सिस्टम में आपके एयरटेल DTH की इंफॉर्मेशन सेव करता है, दैट इंफॉर्मेशन इज़ ऑटोमेटिकली रिफ्लेक्टेड ऑन द स्क्रीन ऑफ द सर्विस प्रोवाइडर, वो चाहे आपका एयरटेल है, चाहे आपका डिश TV है, या फॉर दैट मैटर आपका कोई और कोई और DTH है, वो ऑटोमेटिकली उनके फ्रेम पे आ जाती है. आप 15-20 मिनट बाद व्हेन यू गिव अ कॉल टू द कस्टमर केयर एग्जीक्यूटिव, वो कस्टमर केयर एग्जीक्यूटिव सीज द जैसे ही आप अपना फ़ोन नंबर या कोई डिटेल डालते हो, उसके साथ एसोसिएटेड आपकी प्रोडक्ट की सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन उसकी स्क्रीन पे विजिबल हो जाती है. तो दिस वेज इट प्लेज अ वेरी वाइटल रोल. सो दिस इज़ बेसिकली डन टू इंक्रीज द विजिबिलिटी एंड efficient what do you call as to increase the visibility and efficiency in throughout the supply chain management from manufacturer to the customer, in order to guarantee the high quality of information flow between the companies and their trading partners and distributors and retailers. So this EPC architecture framework or EPC network only is derived from the concept of Internet of Things. Is derived from the concept of Internet of Things. We know that Internet of Things is a concept that describes a cell configuring wireless sensors whose purpose is to provide the object with a means to interconnect and to interact. Depending upon this idea, EPC network defines the information systems, communication protocols, and data type that support capturing, storage, and exchange of EPC data among the participants of supply chain network. That means what? It generates a, अगर हम इसको ऐसे बात करें, it generates identity, maintains it, it generates the identity, maintains it, and help in exchanging this info between whom? Between manufacturer, warehouse, distributors, then your retailers and your end users So I hope this point is till here I am able to what you call as convey the information. So now we should see the what you call as architecture or this framework. We should see this framework. This is basically a basic architecture of EPC global. This is basically a EPC global architecture, and as we can see that what you call as this has EPC network services, end users, exchange of physical objects with EPC. A physical objects be any product. We discussed it in form of DTH. It can be a mobile phone, it can be a router, it can be an automobile, it can be any damn thing. So coming back, EPC global, एक बार redefining this EPC global, we can say that it is an activity. It is an activity of global not for profit standard organization GS1 and supports the global adoption of electronic product code and related industry driven standards to enable accurate, immediate and cost effective visibility of information throughout the supply chain. It is basically a collection of interrelated hardware. It is basically, if we say, it is basically a collection of interrelated hardware, and we can say that software, interrelated hardware, software and data standards and data standard together with the shared network services that are operated by GS1 and its associates. The main beneficiary, if we talk about, are the end users and the service providers. So, we should try and look into it that this diagram basically depicts the activity that are carried out by an end user and the role that components of EPC global architecture framework plays in facilitating these activities. So, first one in this matter shall be this EPC physical object exchange. It basically is designed to ensure that when one of the end user delivers a physical product to another end user, the end user which is receiving should be able to identify, to determine the EPC of the physical object, and from that EPC extract all the relevant information. Here if we talk about EPC, it is basically, it can be some organization which supports the EPC standards and follow the GS1 standards. So जैसे ही आपके जो वही वाली बात आ गई, जैसे ही आपके वेयर हाउस से, अमेरिका में कोई वेयर हाउस है किसी का, उससे सामान आया एंड दैट शिपमेंट रीचेज India, the distributor here should be able to read the EPC. Distributor should be able to read the EPC and extract all the meaningful information. It can be the manufacturing date, it can be the batch code, it can be the date of expiry, or it can be some information which mentions that these are delicate equipments like LED TVs or plasma or some breakable items. So handle with care, as well as amount of product are concealed inside this container, as well as number of products which has been received. So he can confirm, okay, I ordered 1000, 500 has been received, maybe 5000 are coming in, 5000 I ordered 1000, 500 have been received, or 500 may be received in another shipment. So that is basically a role of EPC physical object exchange standards. Then another one is EPC data sharing standards. Now EPC data sharing standards, they provide a mean for the end user to share the data about EPC within defined user groups or to the end customer who is gonna use it, and also provide the access to EPC network services and shared services that facilitate this sharing. So this sharing standards are basically defined. जैसे ही आपका कोई प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग चेन से निकला, एंड यूज़र के घर में गया, एंड यूज़र की जो इन्फॉर्मेशन आप डेटा शेयर करेंगे, XYZ EPC प्रोडक्ट कोड है, ये आपका ABC जगह डिप्लॉयड है, दिस एंटायर इंफॉर्मेशन शुड बी विजिबल to all the entities which are part of this entire process. It can be the manufacturer who shall have the information related to any malfunctioning in the product, to the distributor, to the retailer, and obviously to the product owner. Last in this segment is the EPC infrastructure for data capture. Now this basically defines the standards or the protocols by which major infrastructure components required to obtain and capture the EPC data, thus allowing the end user to build their internal system using interoperable components. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? इसका मतलब ये है कि जब भी बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जब आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, सपोज एंड यूज़र यहाँ पे अगेन मीन्स एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, सपोज आपका एक DTH मैन्युफैक्चरर है. DTH मैन्युफैक्चरर रिक्वायर्स टू कीप द ट्रैक कि मेरा कितने प्रोडक्ट बन गए, कितने किस पोजीशन में, एंड व्हाट इज़ द पोजीशन ऑफ व्हाट इज़ द पोजीशन. सपोज उसको ये देना है कि मेरा एक इनिशियल चेन से फाइनल चेन तक आने में प्रोडक्ट को कितना टाइम लगता है फॉर एन इंटरनल quality assessment or anything you need to track the movement. So as soon as the basic component, suppose we are manufacturing a PC, suppose we talk about HP, they are manufacturing a desktop. So desktop के लिए जैसे ही चेन पे एक आपका जो आपका वो बॉक्स होता है जिसको हम CPU कहते हैं, वो बॉक्स रखा, इट इज़ सप्लाइड विद द EPC कोड. उसके बाद जैसे जैसे वो एक जगह जाएगा, हार्ड डिस्क लगेगी, प्रोसेसर लगेगा, ये लगेगा, वो लगेगा, कनेक्शंस होंगे, तो जैसे ही 1 2 3 4 5 चेन्स पे वो जाता जाएगा, उसकी इन्फॉर्मेशन रिकॉर्ड होती जाएगी. सो इंटरनल क्वालिटी असेसमेंट्स और कहाँ पे प्रोडक्ट डिले हो रहा है, कहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, इसके लिए इंटरनल इंफॉर्मेशन वो मेंटेन कर सकता है. बट दिस इज़ नॉट all. This also plays a very important role. This also plays a very important role in क्रॉस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इंफॉर्मेशन एक्सचेंज. सपोज HP है, HP में क्या कहते हैं, वो प्रोडक्ट जो है अपने जो क्या कहते हैं प्रोसेसर है, वो प्रोसेसर लगा रहा है आपके इंटेल के. तो इंटेल के प्रोसेसर इंटीग्रेट होने के लिए वो HP के वेयर हाउस से सारी चीज़ें लग के इंटरनल प्रोसेस होने के बाद वो प्रोसेसर लगने के लिए किसी दूसरी यूनिट में जाते हैं, दूसरी यूनिट में प्रोसेसर लगता है और वापस आते हैं. सो दिस कैन बी ऑल्सो यूज़फुल, दिस थिंग कैन बी ऑल्सो यूज़फुल इन क्रॉस कंपनी कम्युनिकेशन. सो बेसिकली अगर हम इस पूरे को कंपाइल करें, इस हम पूरी चीज़ को कंपाइल करें अगर, तो वी कैन से दैट EPC global architecture is nothing but it is basically a process or steps which are universally followed to increase the visibility and efficiency of any product delivery system, or that is we say the supply chain management is basically supply. SCM is nothing, product को बनने से लेकर के end user के घर तक पहुंचने का जो पूरा process है वो is basically supply chain management. We call it as a supply chain management. So basically the process to alleviate this SCM process with minimum human intervention, RFID was accepted और RFID used EPC. EPC कोई यूनिवर्सली एक्सेप्टेबल हो उसके लिए GS1 सेट आर्किटेक्चर फ्रेमवर्क. नाउ ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड जो भी मैन्युफैक्चरर है, कुछ भी प्रोडक्ट बना रहा हो, उसका जो EPC कोड होगा दैट हैज़ टू फॉलो द GS1 स्टैंडर्ड सो दैट इट कैन एक्चुअली give it should be compatible with the RFID components of operating in same frequency. So this EPC shall be for this EPC to be adopted universally, these EPC global architecture framework was developed by GS1. Regarding this, on Monday or Tuesday we'll hold one online lecture to give a better clarity on this. Till then, thank you.